Hey guys, welcome to another Answers video. Sorry about the wait on this one. It's taken me a lot longer than I thought it would take, but I'm finally back. So, this is supposed to be a Saturday Answers video, but this is going to be coming out a little late, so sorry about that again. But next Saturday, I should have it out on time. So, first question, we have Jason6105's question. He asks, when you started watching The Walking Dead, did you immediately love it, or did it take a while to get into it? So, I started watching it. I got it off of Netflix. It was actually, you know what, Redbox. They had the whole season. It was like 6 episodes on one disc that you could get at Redbox. And I wanted to watch it on TV, but we didn't have TV, so that was our only way of seeing it. After I saw it, I was immediately in love because it's zombies. I loved zombies from the beginning, like Night of the Living Dead, huge fan of that. Dawn of the Dead, Day of the Dead. Like every zombie movie you can think of, I've watched and probably enjoyed somewhat. So when I found out that there was a series about The Living Dead, I was like, oh my gosh, I'm on board. Saw that first season, I was just immediately hooked. Didn't like the final episode of it so much, but I figured it'll pick up from there pretty well. And it certainly did. It's gotten really good over the years. And I've seen every episode so far except for this previous episode. I am so bad at that. For some reason, I've just not been able to get around to watching this episode. I have no idea why. I really want to. I heard it has Ezekiel and freaking Shiva, the tiger, but I just haven't gotten around to it. So, yeah, I immediately fell in love with it, technically, from the first time I saw it. So, next question is, I think few questions, are from Harrison O. And he asks, do you think The Walking Dead will set up a Daryl and Rosita romance? And he also says that he believes that they've been setting it up for a while. I don't really know about that. I think that would work really well because, I mean, Daryl and Rosita, it just goes perfectly. I've never even thought about that matchup, actually. When I was thinking of who Rosita would end up next, I was just immediately thinking Eugene. But Rosita would much more match with Daryl. He just seems like her type. He's like Abraham with longer hair and a motorcycle and no mustache. So, yeah, I think that would be perfect if they did do that. I don't think they're going to go that way, but if they did, I would be on board for that. I would not complain. Okay. Next question is, do you think in the next episode we will see Carl sneak into the Saviors community and shoot them up? So that happened in the comics. I mean, spoilers for the comics there, but a similar thing happened. And I think that would be possible, but I don't think this next episode. I think at some point, probably before or at the mid-season finale, I guess, whatever they call that, mid-season break. That would be a perfect time for that, and I think it is going to happen. Okay, next question is by Destroy115, and they ask, what was the bad experience you had with Michael Cudlitz? So previously I mentioned that when Abraham died, I was not really broken up about it because I had a bad experience with Michael Cudlitz, and I never really cared for his character too much. But yeah, the experience that I had with him, it was not too bad, I suppose. I was at a Comic-Con, San Jose Comic-Con, and I was going to see him at some point, but I ended up not because he was on break. But then I saw him coming back, and it was a completely empty area. There was no one there but just me, basically. And he was walking up the stairs, and I just walked over to take a picture. He immediately swoops up his arm to cover his face and starts walking faster. And then he turns around and looks at me with this horrible glare. It's like, I'm one of your fans. Why would you look like that? Ugh. I just figured that's a dick move. But, you know, I don't necessarily blame him for that too much. He probably has to deal with a lot of jerk fans, so he maybe figured I was one of those. Maybe I just wanted to get a free picture or whatever. But I just wanted to hang out, or at least say hi to a dude that is extremely popular and cool. So, I don't know. It just seems, if I was an actor, I would not have a problem with that. I've seen other people have approached him and he's taken pictures with them. It's just, for me, that turned me off of him, so it's just like my personal experience. Okay, next question is by Epic Zombie Killer. Actually, few questions, and the first question here is, do you think Daryl is responsible for Glenn's death? Yes and no. He is responsible indirectly. He didn't really know that Negan would kill someone. He said he would shut that S down, but that doesn't necessarily mean, like, kill another person. Maybe he figured that he would be killed for it. But anyway, he was told by Negan, a guy who has them all strapped down, basically, just completely in a bad position. He told them, if they try anything, he will stop them. And Daryl did something, so maybe he wasn't thinking about it, maybe he didn't remember it, but it was his fault that Glenn died. But I don't really blame Daryl. He's a dumb guy. We've known this for a long time. And I just really don't blame him. I'm a little angry at him for doing it, because now he's a prisoner of Negan's. He's probably going to end up taking over Dwight's position, from the way I see it. But it's interesting. It's an interesting thing, and I think this will probably spill over into after the mid-season startup, so that'll be interesting. Okay, next question. Do you still hate Morgan? I don't know. I haven't seen him in this newest episode, so I'll answer you after I see this episode, I guess, of that. But currently, yeah, I still kind of hate him. He's been a dick for a long time. He did one good thing. He saved Carol. I believe that redeems him quite a bit, but it doesn't necessarily redeem him completely. If he goes back to his no-kill policy, that's just stupid, because obviously you have to kill, because he just killed for one of his people. So if he still hasn't learned his lesson, then yes, I do still hate him. But if he has learned his lesson from that, and he's going to follow suit with what he's been doing, like saving Carol in that episode, then yes, I do like him. But again, it would be interesting if they do fix his character in that way. Okay, next question is, do you think Maggie will hold a grudge on Daryl? I don't really think so. I don't think she blames Daryl at all. She may have, like, one slight, at some point, say something about it, and then it'll cause a whole dramatic scene or something, but I really don't feel like they're going to go down that route, because the creators, I don't feel, actually blame Daryl for this. I feel like they just threw that in there for a little thing. My cat is in the background if you hear that. That's annoying. Okay, next question. How do you think Tara will react to Glenn's death? You know, Tara is very close to Glenn. He's the first survivor from this group that she's really interacted with, so that's going to be pretty interesting when she finds out about his death. I know the actress is pretty much out because she's pregnant. She was pregnant or something, and she was off having her baby, so they had her off the show, right? That's what's going on? And then Heath, the other guy that went off with her, he was filming like a series or a movie. So I suppose they're going to write some special episode of them coming back. The question is, how big will the drama be of her finding out? I don't think it's going to be too much. I think she's going to react with sadness. It's not going to be like more than a quick few minutes maybe. We're just going to get the idea that she's now sad that her friend is dead. I don't think she's going to, like, do anything special or anything like that. Okay, and then final question is kind of an unrelated one. It says, have you seen Zootopia? Actually, I have. I did like it. I've seen a lot of those. That was a, let's see, Disney movie, right? I've seen a lot of those Disney movies. It kind of reminded me of, if you've seen this one, it's the old, what's it, Robin Hood movie where the fox is the, Robin Hood. That was a fun movie, and I did like that movie quite a bit, and it reminded me of that. So Zootopia, it's pretty good. I would recommend it. It's very preachy too, so you have to dig through all the preachiness to enjoy the movie, but that's okay. We expect that with all these animated movies nowadays. So anyway, guys, make sure to tell me your questions for next week's video. Sorry about taking so long. I've also been coming down with a bit of a sickness. I think it's like it's either cold or allergies that I've never had before, and I'm going to say cold, so sorry about that if you've heard some sniffling throughout this video or whatnot. And anyways, I will see you guys in the next review, and hopefully I'll be finishing all those things that I've been putting off. So I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.